Hi friends, this is Agnilo Rajesh here, and a very beautiful personality standing next to me is Purvi Chotani, and she is a legal expert. She is a lawyer by profession, and she conducted a very interesting session for businessmen today on contracts. Purvi, that was a very interesting session. All entrepreneurs are into multiple formats of contracts going on a daily, monthly and yearly basis. What are the few tips that you would like to give them?
There are a few tips I would like to give, and one of them, I'll run through a list. Be very clear in what you want. Have clearly written contracts. Avoid ambiguity. Be concise. Definitely have an exit clause. Clearly identify the parties. Make sure that you have a finite contract. Don't make it completely open-ended. And make sure you're protecting your intellectual property in it. These are some of the few things that you must remember. And of course, most importantly, get a lawyer.
You spoke something interesting about the punitive implications. Can you just explain what does that mean?
Right. Now, sometimes contracts include clauses for punitive damages, means a damage, a payment, a penalty payment if there is something wrong with the contract, if there's a breach of contract. Indian courts don't generally grant punitive damages, and in any event you should try and avoid them in your contract. You can agree to some quantified damages like liquidated damages, anticipating and estimating the loss value, but do not agree to punitive damages, and to other restrictive covenants. Don't agree to those.
You used words like drag and some other words also. Can you elaborate on that?
Right. So whenever you have a joint venture, the shareholders in the company have certain rights and limitations, and this is not set out in any written document between the parties. It forms part of the contract, of the Companies Act. But however, you can qualify what happens under the Companies Act by entering into a shareholders agreement which clearly provides provisions for drag along rights and tag along rights and other similar rights, which are rights that one shareholder gets in case the other shareholder decides to sell or in any other way alienate his interest in the company. So these are some terminology, but there are many more that are relevant.
Wow, fantastic. That's very, very interesting, Purvi, because these are insights which entrepreneurs generally overlook, and then they get into litigations, disputes and debates. What is your suggestion on arbitration?
So every contract should have clear dispute resolution clauses. If you don't have a clear dispute resolution clause, your dispute, if there is a dispute, will go to a court. And in India especially, it's important to avoid the court system because there are delays of 20 years and more. One way of getting around it is to have an arbitration clause, and the arbitration clause should be clear. You should define the venue. You should define which laws will apply. Suppose you have a contract between two countries, then you should define which country's laws will apply, how you will choose an arbitrator, which rules of arbitration will apply, etc. These are important things to take care of in an arbitration clause.
Wow, Purvi, that is amazing. I'm sure a lot of entrepreneurs is going to enjoy this. This is going to be splashed on the social media, which is going to listen to you. I will share your email ID so that people can communicate to you and establish a connect with you.
Thank you so
Purvi,
much.
thanks a lot for being generous and sharing some extraordinarily valuable information which will be useful for any and every entrepreneur working anywhere in the world. Thanks a lot once again.
Thank you so
and
much.
That's Purvi Chotani for you.
Thank
This
you
is
for
Agnilo
inviting
Rajesh
me.
from St. Angelo's Professional Education. Bye for now. Thank you.
Thank you.